Hello, welcome back to my channel. Just like the title of this video, it's going to be what your future spouse wants to say to you right now. We're gonna get the channeled messages, and I've prepared 3 groups for you to choose from today. And this is our group 1. Let's take a look close up. This is our group 2. And finally, this is our group 3. Pause this video. I'll also give you a moment of meditation. Just go down to the comment or description to go and click on your timestamp to your group, and you will get your reading that way. Hello group 1, this is your reading, what your future spouse wants to say to you right now. What are the hidden and channeled messages that your future spouse wants to communicate with you? And this is a stone of like stabilization, and we're gonna really get down to the bottom of it. So sit back, relax, and we're gonna really get the messages. Okay? Focused intention, receptivity, and socrates. So first of all, we're getting the vibe of a strength, we're getting the vibe of a warrior, we're getting the vibe of someone who is alone but not lonely, someone who believes in themselves. We're getting the vibe of someone who knows that the way that things are going are the things that it should be going as it is. So your future spouse really wants you to know that you are strong, you are resilient, you got what it takes to overcome this challenge. Or maybe you are in a situation a bit sticky, or maybe in a situation where you're not fully satisfied, or you're in a situation where you're wondering, right, if you have to keep fighting for this for a long time, or if you keep having to going through this difficult situation, if this will ever end, perhaps you might be wondering. And your future spouse really wants you to know that you will get through this, and to believe in yourself, and to believe in your own resilience, to believe in your own qualities that you already possess, because right now is the time in which might be the most important part of your journey in order to becoming the person that you are meant to be, in order to be becoming the person that you are, being shaped, and you're getting formed into that person, the type of person that is going to be very much, well aligned with your future spouse, in a way that you both are going to meet each other at the right timing, where you are going to be shaped into that type of person after you go through with these challenges, right? And I can see that it's really the journey that you need to go through, and there is no other way around it, right? And that you can get through it. So your future spouse is really giving you a lot of encouragement, saying that you are someone, that is so much stronger than you believe yourself to be, and you are someone who has this inner strength and inner resilience, and you are someone that do not need anyone, and you can get through this even if by your sheer will and sheer resilience that you've got on your own. And your future spouse is also telling you that right now, your independence is going to help you a lot. Right now, your soul journey, solo journey is going to help you a lot as well. So I can actually get some energy from some of your future spouse. This is general reading, so take what is true with you. Some of your future spouse might be telling you to go on a solo trip. Maybe it's a trip that you've been thinking to do, but you have been kind of afraid to do. But if you go on that kind of journey somewhere, even if it's like a day trip, or even if it's a place that you're thinking of going, or even if it's something that you want to do alone, but you have been afraid to do, your future spouse is encouraging you to go for it. Your future spouse is telling you to fight for it, and your future spouse is telling you to be fearless. and to believe in your own strengths and to hype yourself up, to be your own cheerleader. That is what the messages we're getting here. So let's read the messages. Keep your unwavering thoughts, feelings, and actions focused on your target, and you will make your mark. Allow yourself to receive. This will increase your intuition, energy, and ability to give to others. You are a magical person who can manifest your clear intentions into reality. Yeah. So your future spouse basically is telling you that you've got what it takes, especially when it comes to what you want to achieve in your life right now, whether it's your job, career situation, whether it's a small project like a passion projects that you're thinking of doing right now, whether it's like saving for something, you know, to go somewhere, or whether it's to develop yourself and reach this fitness goals, for example. Your future spouse is telling you that you can do it and to stay focused on that goals no matter what, meaning that maybe there might be some kind of external forces that are not good for you, and your future spouse is telling you not to listen to those kind of negative people, for example, and not to stay in the negative environments, even if it means getting out there alone. Like I can imagine that kind of legendary movie scenes where everything is burning in the background, but you come out of that exploding place, and there's explosions happening in the background, but you come out stronger, for example. So your future spouse is telling you no matter what, you've got this, and to use your fire energy. So I think, your future spouse is actually telling you to really be focused on living your own life right now instead of worrying about what other people might think of you. There might be some fear or there might be some anxiety about you doing something, and your future spouse is telling you not to be afraid of it, especially not to be afraid of external opinions, and go for it, because it's really gonna help you manifest the goals that you have right now, no matter how small, right? And that is really gonna build up your intuition, right? And it's telling you to open yourself up to receive as well, because right now, because of maybe anxiety or fear, you might be holding yourself back. There is a lot of potential in you, group one, that you might be holding yourself back and you're not allowing yourself to enjoy the life perhaps, and your future spouse is telling you to allow yourself to enjoy life, right? Even if things might be where you might be fighting for something right now, or you might be hustling a lot, for example, and your future spouse is telling you to slow down sometimes, make sure to go on solo dates, take. If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thezintarot.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thezintarot.com, so you can check it out as well. Take yourself to nice places, and you don't even have to spend money to treat yourself and show yourself some self-love. You can just, light a candle and just meditate or do some yoga, watch free YouTube videos on yoga and those kind of activities where you are allowing yourself, you're giving yourself the space to love yourself and to really do the activities that are really healing for you, and to not only be like this warrior energy all the time, but also allowing yourself to be gentle with yourself as well. So I think especially, like the internal monologues as well, your future spouse wants you to try and give yourself some more, gentle love instead of tough love, and your future spouse really wants you to know that you are really deserving of that soft love. Not to push yourself too much, Your future spouse is basically telling you, you've got what it takes, you will get there, you will achieve your goals, you can, fight against your anxiety and fear. But however, remember to, remain open to receiving love and make sure that you're giving space for yourself to have that gentle space. So essentially that is the messages we're getting here. Ooh, strong card popping out. That is beautiful. So yeah, group 1, you might be having opportunities, you might be having people around you, you might be having meetings, having chances to which you might be missing, right? You might not, and it's very like connected to this card. Allow yourself to receive, right? So I can see that group 1, you might be a helper, right? Like you are someone who is very giving. You might be someone who is always thinking about how you can contribute to society or your community. And because of that, sometimes you might be, you know, bad at receiving, right? Receiving love and not knowing how to receive love, not knowing how to receive people, you know, interested to come towards you, even in friendships. So your future spouse is telling you not to, you know, miss those people and chances and opportunities where people are trying to get to know you. So I can sense a lot of like your future spouse really encouraging you to pay attention to what is around you, especially when it comes to opportunities for you to be more connected with the people that you don't really expect to be connected with, or maybe like it could be job opportunities where you might believe that maybe it's too high for you, but it's actually a job opportunity that's gonna bring you a lot more, you know, like luck and money. So your future spouse is telling you to look around you instead of, you know, looking only on a fixed spot. So your future spouse is telling you to really be present and to really open your heart up to new possibilities, right? Instead of just being fixed on one side and one goal. Really look around you, open yourself up, and really like try something new each day. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be just a small thing, you know, going to a new coffee shop, for example. Yeah, your future spouse is really telling you to be open, especially like if people come to talk to you or something like that. You know, make sure that you are really giving them benefits of the doubt and you're really opening your heart and be a bit more like open about even like your struggles that you may have right now, open up about who you are. So your future spouse wants you to open yourself up, like really expand yourself, expand your circles, expand your heart, expand your mind, as in like be really open to new connections, you know, and really make sure that there are people who are willing to love you, including your future spouse mainly, and that you need to really start seeing the people around you, because there are a lot of people, or there are a lot of connections, there are a lot of offers of connections that you might be missing. So your future spouse is telling you to look around you so that you don't miss the connection. And I think that your future spouse might be one of those connections offers that will come forth. Yeah. So the High Priestess, again, it's very connected to this Oracle card again, right? So this will increase your intuition. When you allow yourself to know and receive and, you know, give, but at the same time, know that you are meant to receive love. Don't like, maybe, you know, really make sure that you are comfortable with getting the love that you deserve, meaning that maybe, you know, you are a giver, right? So maybe it feels a bit unnatural for you to receive love sometimes. So this card is essentially telling you to really allow yourself to be loved and, you know, make sure that there is a balance between giving and taking, and that you're not selfish for, you know, having this balance, in fact, because you have always been a giver and now it's your time to be a receiver, right? It's not selfish. That is what your future spouse wants you to know. And your future spouse also wants you to have this balance between your heart and head as well. I can see some sort of conflict going on inside you internally, and your future spouse also sees that and wants you to know that, you know what, you are in need of balancing those two out, and you are in need of really trusting your own inner wisdom again and your own inner intuition again that you might have been neglecting for so long. Maybe your intuition is telling you, you know what, I think I need to be more vulnerable. Maybe I need to be more, you know, receiving. Maybe I need to be more like open, instead of being reserved all the time about my feelings or about my life journey. And that is your intuition telling you that yes, you've got to do that, right? So your future spouse is telling you to really use that calm inner guiding voice that you already have inside you, which is your intuition. And it's also telling you that when you have focused intention, like, right, your future spouse is telling you that if you, for example, really like write it down, right, your manifestation list of what kind of future spouse you want to manifest, and if you focus on that type of person in your head, then you're gonna manifest, right? You're gonna know by your intuition that this person is not really the person you want to manifest, and like that your intuition will cancel that person out until you meet your future spouse, until you meet the right person. So your future spouse is also telling you that if you do like a manifestation list, those kind of manifestation tool can help you as well. So yeah, group 1, this is your reading for what your future spouse wants you to know right now, and I hope you enjoyed. Leave a black heart emoji down in the comments if you watched till the end. Thank you so much for being here. Like and subscribe, I would really appreciate that. And yeah, thank you for watching. You can watch my other videos, and I hope to see you next time. Hello group 2, welcome. Sit back, relax. We're gonna get the messages, right? What your future spouse wants you to know right now. Citrine is all about this kind of successful signification stone, and we're gonna see what your future spouse wants you to know right now. Crystals. All right, let's draw one more oracle card. So your future spouse really wants you to know that you are someone who is, actually you might be someone who is very like intuitive to the point where you can be a tarot reader yourself, like as in you are someone who is really like, who has this kind of high vibration where you're very like spiritually connected with the symbols, with the signs from the universe, and with those kind of the vibe, the waves, the energy waves, those kind of unknowns and intangible things. You're someone like that, and your future spouse really wants you to know that you're someone who is meant to heal people, and you're someone who has this kind of a gift almost when it comes to spirituality, and also when it comes to making people feel really seen and heard, and someone that brings good in life, like you're someone who brings in that kind of simple good nature and very pure hearted energy anywhere you go. Like when you enter a room, people can simply feel that they can rely on you. People can simply feel that, oh, there is this simple and very good nature, good person here, and they can feel your energy. So you're someone like, when it comes to natural disasters, or I don't know, like life challenges, you're someone people know they can go to, they can count on, right? Because either emotionally or by your volunteering kind of efforts, for example, you have this kind of humanitarian nature to you, right? And your future spouse wants you to know that you are someone who is meant to spread joy and love, right, in life, and not to forget that you have this spark, not to forget that you have this spark, and not to forget that you are someone with the higher purpose in life, to fulfill much more than you think you do. So yeah, you're someone who is really meant to heal people, right? And I can see that you have some kind of dreams related to your emotions. I can see that it's something that you have been dreaming about, but you have kind of been like not really telling people too much about it. You've just been thinking about it, right? Like, that if you do that kind of work, it's gonna make you feel good about life and your purpose in general. And I can see that kind of things your future spouse wants you to know, that you can follow your heart, you know, even if it feels scary a bit. So your future spouse is telling you to follow your heart and worry about the practicalities later. So yeah, your future spouse is telling you to get in touch with your spirituality and your heart. Yeah. And your future spouse is telling you that you're like an angel also. Your future spouse really is like, you know, complimenting you a lot. We see a lot of wings here, and we see a lot of like pure energy here. We see it's people like healing, right? Again. And okay, your future spouse really wants that you are healed as well yourself. So I think right now, group 2, some of you might be in a healing journey. Maybe you've just got out of a relationship, or you've just gone through a breakup, or maybe you have had a transition phase, or you're in a transition phase and you've decided to quit something, and your heart needs healing, and you're going through that kind of developing journey, like character development journey, as to say. And your future spouse wants you to know, and your future spouse is sending you a lot of healing energy. And in fact, your future spouse is also telling you that healing energy is already within you, group 2. Like, you have these amazing qualities inside you already that are necessary not only for healing yourselves, but also healing other people. So your future spouse is telling you, maybe if you do some kind of volunteering work, you're gonna, you know, heal other, and you're gonna help other. You're gonna also help yourself, right? Because when you help people, you're gonna feel good yourselves, and you're gonna feel more in touch with what your natural heart truly desires. And I can see that if you go, like, for example, right, volunteering somewhere, you're gonna meet with the like-minded individuals who have that kind of pure heart energy as you, and you're gonna heal a lot more because of the energy that you receive and get influenced from the good-hearted people around you. You're gonna heal a lot more. If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thezintarot.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thezintarot.com, so you can check it out as well. Also, so yeah, your future spouse wants you to surround yourself with people like teachers, like surround yourself with people with healing energy as well. I can see that you might be already on a journey where you realize that you are really meant to go through this life, you know, by healing yourself. Okay, so we're gonna try and see what other things your future spouse wants you to know. Okay. Oh, yeah, we have this kind of like generous, like generosity card. Your future spouse really wants you to be generous with your time, with your energy, with your efforts, with your words. Your words really heal people, and it heals you in return. The more you give, the more you get in return. It's like, you know, it's because of the way that your heart works. It's very kind, right? So when you give kindness and you get kindness in return, that kind of loop is a very like beautiful loop that you're meant to go through. And again, right, volunteering work can really help as well. Donating, right? Donation, maybe even helping out at animal shelters, or giving food to people who do not have enough, right? Giving food to the animals, stray cats, stray dogs, whatever it is. And just like the main thing that your future spouse wants you to focus and do right now is to give and to be generous. And that is gonna get you more grounded. Because I think the reason why, you might need healing, it could be because of the fact that you have been in the places where you give, right, but you have not been appreciated. So your future spouse wants you to know that you need to pick the right environment where people are really in need of you, right? So instead of going to people that you know are not going to appreciate you, go to places where you know that people are in need of you and people will appreciate you. And it's not in a way that is selfish, it's in a way that is beneficial mutually, and it's in a way that you're doing a good deed and the other person wants it. So it's a very like a card telling you that you are someone who is meant to really spread really kindness and joy. Yeah. Knight of Swords is telling you your future spouse really wants you to, I think your future spouse knows that you want to do something good. You want to return something good to the world, and you want to do it even if it means going out of your way around it, because it sort of has been your dream that you've not been realizing. And your future spouse wants you to know that instead of thinking about it, you need to go directly into actions. So for example, if you have been, thinking to go on this temple retreat where you're going to heal, right? Where you're being surrounded with the monks, or where you're being surrounded with other spiritual teachers, other spiritual people, other religious people, if you're religious, that energy is going to help you a lot. So yeah, if you have been thinking to go to those kind of calm places with a lot of healing energy, go for it instead of worrying about the small details, because your future spouse really wants you to, do a lot of actions instead of staying at home all day, for example. Yeah, your future spouse really wants you to get out there and do something. Yeah. Because your future spouse can see your struggles, especially when it comes to you trying to do balanced things in life. Okay, I can see that group 2, you might be trying to, do 2 things at once, and it's been kind of stressing you out. It's been making you, have sleepless nights even. So think about the projects that you are doing, but you're doing like 2 projects at once, or maybe you're helping someone and you have your own work on the side as well, or maybe you're trying to balance between love and your job and or your free time and your dreams, and also your healing journey, and also what you have to do right outside of the healing journey, like practical things. So I can see whatever it is, you're trying to make sure that you're having everything like done in your life. You're trying to balance. Maybe you're taking on too much, so your future spouse is telling you to not take on too much, right? Because when you are balancing and when you have your hands full, you don't have time for doing things that are necessary for your soul. For example, if you're, like having your hands full with the job or something like, like if you're having your hands too full, you cannot focus on what is meaningful to you. So your future spouse is telling you to go for what really brings meaning to your life. So your future spouse actually wants you to think very deeply, what exactly you need right now, especially when it comes to what makes you happy and what makes your life meaningful. If, helping people, right, is meaningful to you and to make your heart happy, go for it without thinking about it. And worry about the other things later instead of, trying to do everything at once. So your future spouse is really telling you to question those big things. And your future spouse is also telling you to surround yourself with the good team and good community. There is a lot of like religious undertones as well. So maybe if you're someone religious, consider going to church more often. Or if you are someone not religious, consider going to your friend group that you've not been talking to for a while. And it can be your old friends, it could be your, classmates from school that you've lost in touch with a bit, but you would like to get back in touch with. Whatever it is, your future spouse is telling you it is important for you to find your people, like to find your community. And in order to do that, you need to make sure that you're not having your hands full on things that do not matter, right? Things that make you feel too stressed. You need to let down some of the things that are making you stressed at night. I think you know what we're talking about here, right? What things are stressing you out right now that you know you can drop it if you need to. And your future spouse wants you to really find your people. Yeah. So join a lot of like group related activities. That is gonna help you a lot. That is what we're seeing here. So yeah, group 2, this is the what your future spouse wants you to know right now. I hope you enjoyed. If you watched till the end, leave the yellow heart emoji down in the comments. You can like and subscribe, that would be really appreciated. And thank you so much, and I hope to see you in my next videos. And you can watch my other videos as well. Hello group 3. So this is what your future spouse wants to say to you right now. We're gonna get those channeled messages, and Rose Quartz is about communication, self-love, kind of just loving, cutesy, very like healing energy. Okay. All right. So leadership, letting go, choices. Your future spouse wants you to own and be in your power. Your future spouse is telling you not to underestimate yourself and not to downplay yourself, especially not your strengths, right? And your future spouse is telling you not to talk yourself down. And your future spouse is telling you to take back control, to lead, and to go for it. And to say goodbye to things and people and situations that are no longer, just no longer matching your vibes, no longer matching your energy. And to make your choices. And when you make choices, to make sure that you are really aiming for the best, right? And you're not settling on anyone, you're not settling on the second best, and you're not settling on anything that you don't want, especially in love. So your future spouse is telling you, if you want the best, I am there for you in the future, and you do not have to settle on anyone just because you feel that maybe there would not be any better options. So your future spouse is telling you to trust that you deserve the best, and the best, your future spouse, is waiting for you, right? Your best match. So yeah, I can see that your future spouse is really like hyping you up, telling you got this, you're the best, you have all the qualities and the strengths and the personality traits that they want. So your future spouse wants you to know, not to, be like, I don't know, I don't think I'm like this, I don't think I'm like that. Not to downplay yourself. Your future spouse doesn't want that you talk badly to yourself. Yeah. So let's go one by one. That was the overall impression. Leadership, set your goals. Your future spouse actually wants you to be ambitious, as in having a clear written goals and having the goals in which you are the sole pursuer, meaning that your future spouse really wants you to go for it, even if no one is going to help you, right? Even if you are the one who's got to do it alone, you have to take charge to make that goal come true, to make that goal realized. And it could be any goals. It could be your personal goals, it could be your professional goals, it could be, love goals. Whatever it is, your future spouse is telling you, you've got this, you don't need anyone. And even if you need people, you have to be the one to lead to that vision, to that goal that you have. So your future spouse wants you to take charge in all your life decisions and in your life choices and in all of your life aspects. So yeah, your future spouse really wants you to move and be assertive. Yeah. So for example, if you have been thinking about, applying for that job, or if you have been thinking about going on that trip, or if you've been thinking about signing up for that class, if you have been thinking about creating something, your future spouse wants you to do that. And your future spouse do not want that you are overshadowed by fear or anxiety and worries too much. Your future spouse wants you to be the one to do it. So you're someone who is meant to lead, create. Even if you do it alone, you have to do it. So your future spouse is really encouraging you on your projects, whether it's personal, professional, or love-related projects. Letting go. Learn to let go. Okay? Your future spouse knows that there are things that are holding you back from pursuing your dreams and really reaching your fullest potential that you have. Your future spouse doesn't want that you are weighed down by those things that are no longer aligned for you in your life. So it could be the past connections, it could be the past mindset. Maybe in the past you have these kind of thought patterns, but those thought patterns are no longer helpful for you, and your future spouse wants you to know that you are worth more than that, right? You're worth more than what you have been thinking that you deserve. So you need to let go of those kind of thought patterns, those kind of past old held fashioned ideas, and that you're someone who is meant to progress and advance. So you're someone who needs to really let that go, cut that cord. Especially, there might be some kind of heavy-handed, heavy connections. It could be long-term friendships, but it's not really healthy anymore, right? Connections that are not really healthy anymore. Or the visions, the monologues, the mindsets that are not healthy anymore, or at least not aligning for you anymore. I can see you've already grouped through, you've outgrown a lot of connections. So your future spouse wants you to let go of them. Because I think that the energy from those things that you need to let go of, those energy are really weighing you down, like an anchor, right? They are weighing you down and they're not letting you move forward. So your future spouse wants you to let them go so that you can finally be free and advance and move forward. You are not helpless in this situation, and that you actually have the power to cut the cords or
If you want a private tarot reading video, you can visit my website, thezintarot.com, and follow the easy steps. Write down your question and place your order and get your tarot reading within 24 to 48 hours. And also there is a free gift for you on my website, thezintarot.com, so you can check it out as well.
Let them go so that you can fly, right? So you have to believe in your own self-reliance and capabilities. Choices. Make the best choices. Your future spouse wants you to know that you deserve the best, meaning that you are going to be presented with a lot of options, especially when it comes to romance. I can sense a lot of like suitors, people who are going to show you interests romantically, right? People who are going to really show that they are attracted to you, either physically or romantically or mentally, right? I can see that you're gonna have options. Because of that, you are going to be put in a position where you're going to be someone who decides whether this connection advances or not. Which is why we have this card as well, letting go, right? The part of the process for you to make the best choice is by completely saying goodbye to the old choices, right? To completely saying goodbye to choices until you have come to the best choice. So your future spouse wants you to never settle and to always say only yes to the best one. Okay. Let's see what else your future spouse wants you to know right now. Oh wow. Okay. And there you go. Your future spouse wants you to know that just because you spend time on something a long time doesn't mean that you should stay there, you know? Your future spouse wants you to know this, I hope I'm right, sunk cost fallacy. It's the kind of like the judgment style that we make. So for example, if we spent long time on something, it could be, you know, like making a bag, like sewing, but then we know that we don't want to do it anymore, or we know that the sewing, right, we're getting everything wrong, but we keep on sewing until the end just because we've been sewing for a long time, right? And we don't want to lose the time that we spent since the start, so we keep on doing that. It's like being in a bad relationship and for a long time, right? You think that, you know, I've been with this person for maybe 6 months, 1 year, and I feel like it would be a waste, you know, to say goodbye even though I know it's not really working anymore. Maybe I should just give it more time, right? More chance for this relationship to work. So it's that kind of sunk cost fallacy that your future spouse wants you to be aware of, meaning that your future spouse wants you to let go of the things that are clearly not working for you anymore. Especially like you might be in a situation where you are the one like putting in the most efforts to make that work. It could be in a connection, or it could be in a project or a job, right? But you keep on doing that because you've already invested so much time and you don't want to waste those time that you've already invested. So your future spouse is telling you that to not fall for that fallacy and to not waste your time on the things that are not going to be helpful for you anymore, and on the things that are actually things that you need to say goodbye. Yeah, your future spouse is telling you, don't carry things alone. If you are stuck in a situation where it's one-sided, it's time to say goodbye. That is what your future spouse wants you to know, because you actually have so much to look forward to in the future. The Sun and the Hermit card tells me that you are someone that is already super, super wise, that is already like, you already have this kind of wisdom where you know what kind of future you want for yourself, right? And you're someone that needs to trust in that vision, right? And if one situation is no longer aligned with that vision, it's really time to say goodbye. And that is what your future spouse wants to say. Yeah. Like, your future spouse wants you to think very long term, right? Remember that if you're trying too hard but nothing is working out, it's time to say goodbye, right? If you're trying hard but it's not working out, it is not a reason to try harder. So that is what your future spouse wants you to know, not to, you know, put your efforts in the wrong places and the wrong connections and the wrong people, because then it's only going to waste more of your energy and efforts. So that's what your future spouse wants you to know, because your future spouse also wants you to take some time for yourself. I can see that maybe you've been like giving a lot of efforts and energy on some things, like on connections, but you've been exhausted, you know, because you've been giving a lot of efforts, but it's not really being acknowledged, or the results are not, you know, coming onto the surface yet. So your future spouse wants you to take some time in solitude, take some time to, you know, find your own journey by finding your own light again, because you have this light within you that you are yet to realize. You have this kind of full potential. You have these, you know, leader energy. You have these dreams that you need to be realized. You have all of these amazing qualities that you are not really seeing, because I think you've not been getting enough alone time to see how amazing you are. So your future spouse wants you to go on a solo trip, even to take time for yourself and to reflect, especially on the visions in your life, and to reflect around your own happiness, right? What makes you happy in life, and what actions are going to make you feel happy, and what things you need to let go so that you can be happy. So your future spouse really wants you to question those things, yeah. And your future spouse also wants you to know that you are like the sun, you know, you really, again, right, bring really good energy when you enter into a room. You really bring out the sun energy, you know, like we see a lot of sun, we see a lot of brightness. So you're someone who is not to dim your lights. Never dim your own lights. Believe in your lights, and, you know, go on a solo trip to find your light again, so that you know fully in your heart your own light that you've been dimming for a long time. So that's really like romantic and sweet messages from your future spouse. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you watched till the end, leave a pink heart emoji down in the comments, like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching. You can watch my other videos, and I hope to see you in my next videos.